Hello everybody, how are we all doing? I see we've got a wee collective. I was planning on being a bit earlier than this, but yeah, stuff today's been wild. Hello to Thea and Jan. I know Jan's going to be leaving in a wee while, so I thought I'd better give her a wave. And we've got Patty as well, yay! Very, very good. Making toast, tea and Evie breakfast, good stuff. Oh, but love it, love it. April, look, I am here. Hi, April. And we all know that April's cold. She stays in a very cold part of Canada. So I hope you've got your woolly knickers on, April. It's actually a bit cold here, not Canadian cold, but quite chilly. It is cold in Scotland today. It is not warm. Yeah, not -18, true, but yes, very cold. And we've got Cal as well. Hello, Cal, with your other hands. Did you like the Christmas music, Jan? I just thought I would go for something a bit wintry. April feels like she's in Harry Potter. Oh no. Hello, Angela, how you doing? That is blue. Yes, okay. Let's just address the hair situation. This is where I've been trying to get to the entire time with the hairdressers. You guys have had the ongoing saga. I will add some light. It is super blue. It's really nice because in low light it is a bit more subtle, but when you see it in bright sunlight it is blue. I'm very, very happy with it. And interestingly, it wasn't my normal hairdresser that did it either. My hairdresser is extremely unwell, and it was actually her daughter that did it for me, but she's been following along with the saga. She is a hairdresser in the same salon. You know, she didn't just come in for fun. But she said, you know, we were a wee bit sad that our mum wasn't there to see it because we've been trying to get to this point for months. But here we are. So I'm extremely happy with it. I just need to wait and see whether the colour is going to hold this time. But having a conversation with that hairdresser, whose name is Amy, she's lovely. She said she had a client and she'd used the same hair dye that we'd been using before. And it seemed to take a little bit better on her hair, but her hair was a lot more porous. My hair's in quite good condition apparently, and that particular dye seems to stick to hair that has been dyed repeatedly better than natural virgin hair or freshly lightened hair in my case. So that was a bit of a cack-handed compliment. So we're going to try with this, but the initial results are much more vivid. I mean, that is ridiculously blue. So we're off to a really good start. I know how to take care of coloured hair, so I'm going to give it 2 weeks and see how it goes. In other updates, went back to the hospital this afternoon. I've been like wall to wall today, and went for my last checkup on my elbow. My elbow is healing really, really well. So really happy about that. Hand, not so sure about. I have to give this 12 weeks, so we're at week 4 just now. And if I still have pain in this hand by week 12, I have to go back, which I'm a little bit upset about because obviously this is my drawing hand, but it's still getting better. It's, you know, I said last week I've been comparing week to week on a Wednesday because the accident happened on a Wednesday, and I have come on leaps and bounds with both sides since last week. I've got a lot more movement. I've got like a little bit of rotation now as well. I can feel that, but it's not painful. So yeah, that's it. We're definitely getting somewhere, but today has been a ride. Yeah, we need the thumb to do something though. Most of you know I can't struggle with this hand anyway. These two fingers are more or less useless. And with it being my dominant hand, if my thumb goes as well, I'm kind of screwed. So, we've got Sue. Hi, Sue. Quick visit before brownies. I love your hair, thank you. I actually said that to the hairdresser today. I was like, see, when I start my live stream, I was like, everyone's going to go wild. But it is so blue. But she was so excited about it, and she wanted to take photos for Instagram. And she's like, can we do it outside? Because the sun's shining on it. It looks amazing and it's going to look so blue. I was like, if you want me to go outside with my sling and my cape on, then we shall go outside. And it's like right on the main street in the town. So all these people are like driving past looking at us like, what the hell are they doing? A good time was had by all though. I was just a wee bit uncomfortable sitting in the chair because it's because I have to get it pre-lightened. You know, you've got to do that first. So I was in there for a good couple hours and I kept kind of like having to shift about a wee bit, but we got there eventually. So I would like to talk a little bit. We are after 4. Oh, Cal's saying our sound's a little bit low. Is anyone else experiencing that, or is it just Cal? Because I can turn the volume up here a touch, although I haven't touched anything since last time. I don't think I might have done. I shall wait for a response from that. Sounds good for April, okay. You might be an outlier, Cal. Had to turn me up a wee bit. Okay, well I'm going to leave it then. I don't want to mess about with it too much. Yeah, so let's talk a wee bit. I'm going to take this sling off from round my neck because I'm not going to be using it just now. I'll just pop it behind me. Put me on earbuds, okay. Hello Elise, how are you? Yeah, I want to talk about the merch situation. The delivery time for the pencils and the tote bags is a lot slower than I thought it was going to be, which I'm slightly annoyed about, because when I initially put in the order, it was supposed to be a turnaround time of 5 days. Those 5 days have been and gone. I've been in touch with them. But I had a bit of an added complication. I'd placed an order and then ended up cancelling it less than 12 hours from when I placed it. And they're not refunding me for the original order until the items have arrived. I'm assuming they do that in case there's something wrong or any rectifications, like that kind of thing. But that money, which was not a small amount of money, I needed that to put towards the sketchbook, so I can't order the sketchbooks. Like, the funds just aren't there because I'm putting out a substantial sum, obviously, to do this. So I don't know whether to go ahead and put the tote bags and the pencils up for purchase, and some of you might get them for Christmas, because at the rate we're going, I mean, the sketchbooks will be in before Christmas, but I don't know if I'll be able to ship them before Christmas. So I'm kind of torn on that, and I might do the sketchbooks as like a new year, new start, new sketchbook kind of thing. I don't know if any of you have got any thoughts on that, or how you feel about that. It just seems a shame, because I'm anticipating the tote bags and the pencils are going to be here like within the next week, and as soon as they get here I'll put them up in the shop. So if you've got any thoughts on that, I'd be happy to hear it. But yeah, that's the situation. So not great. I'm not entirely happy. April wants stickers and sketchbooks, but can wait until after Christmas. Okay. Okay. Oh, New Year. All right then. Okay. Jan's just buying things for herself, so she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Like, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, you're also accommodated, aren't you? So good. Right, I want to talk a little bit now about what we're actually doing in the stream. Let's see, we're here, and the title of the stream is obviously let's try some sketching. We are going to try some sketching today. So the initial, let me just pop this over here. The initial plan for me, see, when I was away and I didn't do my sketching every day that I was trying to do, this was the idea behind it. So this sketchbook, it's well worn now, it's really grubby, it's quite well travelled, even though I don't go away that often. And if I just open this up, I started this on the 22nd of April 2022. I am not a daily sketchbook user though, so and it is quite a thick sketchbook, so it's done me well. But if I come to the back here, let me just open this up. I have 2 blank pages here, and then I've got some doodles that my niece did because she loves being in my sketchbook. But then I've only got these pages, and then it is finished. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to art every day while I was away to try and fill up this sketchbook, because I would really like to start a new sketchbook at the beginning of the year, and obviously couldn't do that because I broke things. So what I would like to do over the month of December is to try and fill this up, but my sketching abilities, well, to this point right now are non-existent because I haven't tried. So I thought today I would maybe try with some graphite pencil just for like 45 minutes or so and see if I can get my hand working a little bit. And then over the course of the next 3 weeks, I would like to get this finished. because I've already anticipated I might have overextended myself here, but the final stream of the year, I would like to start a new sketchbook, and what we would do in the stream is create this inside cover image. So I would really, really like to do that for the end of the year. So that is why I want to try some sketching. So what I am going to do right now is I am going to take my splint off. I don't wear this all the time. When I am actively using this hand, I tend to keep it on, and it's just to stabilise this thumb joint, because this is what the problem is. I am allowed to take it off, and obviously I don't wear it in bed either. So I'm just going to take this off. We're going to do some exercises. You can join in if you want, and then I'm going to get a graphite pencil out and start doing stuff. So that's the plan. Give it a little wiggle. I've got my little squeezy balls here as well. Let's get a squeezy ball. Well, it's technically a squeezy cube. One of these. These are called Nidos. You've seen these before, but we'll do a little bit of this. Elise came in late. Elise, when I was in Cyprus on holiday at the beginning of November, I fell and I broke my right elbow and fractured my left thumb. But we're basically on the mend. That's what you need to know. So yeah, okay. Get a little squeeze going on. Get this going. So what I would like from you while I'm doing this is, obviously would like to do the traditional things. We'll try and do a couple of loose circles, couple of lines, couple of boxes. The main issue is pressure. It's the bearing down that causes the pain, and that's the same in both sides for me, because when I do it with this arm, it sends like a shooting pain like all the way up to my elbow. So I'll try a little bit of light shading. So my thinking was to use quite a soft dark pencil, because then at least you'll be able to see what I'm doing. But if you've got any suggestions for something simple to draw, please let me know, because I would like to draw something. I would like to produce something today, however simple that may be. So get your little thinking caps on. I love that Ulrika came in when I was saying squeezy balls. Yes. Thea says a snowman. Okay, how do we feel about a snowman? I feel like that would be an ode to our Canadian friends who are very, very cold right now. Oh, the other thing as well is I managed to get my ring back on this hand as well. I've not been able to do that, and I'm also able to get my normal watch strap. I couldn't get it fastened. It was, you can see it's still a wee bit tight. It's kind of digging in a bit, but it's not bad. Also progress, and I can also dress myself now, which is really nice. I can fasten my own bra. A snowman or a penguin. Oh, so we're going to go with like winter themed things. That sounds good. Okay, so the exercises I've got to do is the jazz hands. And I can feel that that's really tight in there. So we do jazz hands. And then we fold in our fingers one by one. And we do that 3 times. I can't do these 2 separately, but that's just because my hand doesn't work. But that's it. That's feeling okay. And then we touch every finger. That's really sore as well. See this? That, ooh. So we do this, and then we have a wee squeeze, and then after that we start the 1 finger, 2 fingers or 2 fingers, 3 fingers, but you've got to touch your thumb to your pinky while you're doing this, and then 4 fingers like this, and then we do this again, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the most important one, I do believe the Americans call it flipping the bird. That's really painful as well. And then we say A-OK, which doesn't hurt quite so much. Okay, right, that's not bad. Oh god, this is terrible. You for fastening your own bra. Yeah. It's funny. Well, we do the circle drawing exercise with my, and I do normally draw with my arm, but the whole point is I have to kind of like keep this moving, Elise, because it's a hairline fracture. I've been told to try and keep it mobile, but like in short bursts, if that makes sense. So that's, I've kind of like saved it up for just now. I have been sitting in the waiting room at the hospital and also sitting in the chair at the hairdresser. So, right, I've got a 5B pencil here. Statler Mars Lumograph. I think this is one of the original ones that Miri gave me many moons ago, so we might as well just start with that. I don't see why not, and see how we go. Oh, this is so exciting. Like, I'm really nervous about this. I do have my eraser right here as well. I'm going to bring this light over a little bit. This is the wee mobile light that I showed you last week. I know that the reflection's quite distracting, so I'm going to try and sit it under where my face is. Right there? Okay, yeah, we've got a bit more light, that's better. I still can't reach the overhead light because it's a stretch, it's way up. So I can't extend my right arm far enough to reach it, and I can't press hard enough with my left hand to turn it on. So... Jan says, slightly gutted your watch is back on. Big jokes from a fellow Garmin watch wearer. Sorry, Jan. Well, to be fair, I think you're still going to be the steps queen for maybe like another week or so, but I'm planning on getting back running in 2 weeks' time. So you better watch out because I'm coming for your step count. Right, so let's start with circles. See, even holding a pencil like that, it feels so good, but it's sore at the same time. Like, it's amazing how something can be so good and so bad at the same time. But this is why I was only going to do this for a short while, and then we're going to go back to the painting after the intermission. But let's oh dear, let's see what we can do. So they do look like circles, which is nice, but again, as Elise pointed out, that movement tends to come from your elbow and your shoulder rather than your actual hand. So it's just the fact that I'm able to hold the pencil to do it. But that's pretty nice. Let's try and go smaller. Okay, so what if we try and press a bit more? Okay. Yep, that's okay too. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Well, okay then. Do you have a second needed eraser you could wrap it around the pencil to give you a thicker... Well, I've got other erasers. That's a really good point, actually. Go Thea. Let's wrap this round. My phone's going crazy. Oh, it's Papa Jem. There's a surprise. He picks these moments and he knows I'm live streaming this afternoon as well. I wonder if I could get myself some sort of ergonomic... Let's see what we can do here. Oh, see that pulling motion, that like, oh lordy. And maybe like narrow it down a little bit there. That was a good shout, Thea. The Saurus has tried it all to make pencils more comfy. See, that's the thing. I mean, obviously I've got a damaged hand as well, but I'm the opposite from you. I can't feel anything, so it doesn't matter. Right, let's try that. Oh, that's not bad, actually. Good shout, Thea. Yeah. Okay, so I want to try and draw some lines, but with my hand at different angles as well. So the most comfortable would be a diagonal like that. And again, that's a movement that tends to come from the wrist, and that because obviously this runs down here. The part that's the problem is here, but I can feel that, like, you know, going up there. But it's not. Again, it's mild discomfort. It's not painful. So, can I go this way? Can go this way. I'm able to press with Thea's suggestion here. I'm able to press a bit harder as well, so that's nice. Drawing a line across the way. Look, you all know me as well. I never use a ruler, and my freehand lines are quite straight, so that's kind of like my frame of reference. But that's okay. Up and down the way. Right, that doesn't feel so nice. But definitely not as straight. That's funny. Okay, but it's not terrible, is it? Let's try some curves. Right, okay, so herein lies the problem. That's because obviously that's moving my hand. Yeah, this is kind of like this morning legally I am not supposed to drive for another 2 weeks, but the doctor did say that some people heal faster than others. And it's just basically if you can perform an emergency stop and you can turn the wheel to evade an accident, a collision, that was the word that she used, technically you can drive, but your insurance company might not agree with that if you were to have an accident. So anyway, this morning I had to go to the post office. The post office is less than 2 miles from my house. Like, it's down in the village, and it is literally down like a hill. So I'd said to Mr. Jem, I would like to try driving just down to the post office obviously with him in the passenger seat, just to see how it feels like holding the wheel. I drive an automatic as well, so for those of you in the US, I know you're mostly automatic vehicles, but here in the UK we have a lot of manual vehicles, but that's not an issue. So that means you know, I could have both hands on the wheel, and between the two of them I might manage. So I did manage to drive down very slowly and very carefully, but I realised when I got down, driving on the road would be okay, but if I had to manoeuvre, so like say if I had to do a 3-point turn, or even parking and I parallel parked, and that made me realise like I am not ready to drive. But it was so nice to sit in the driver's seat, because I haven't driven in like well over a month now, so it was actually quite nice to sit in the driver's seat. But that I will not be driving anywhere anytime soon. That's not going to happen. You know it's going to be good when the sentence starts with legally. Yeah, well, again, we're kind of like being rural. We're kind of like out the way here. You're not going to get stopped unless you had a catastrophic accident. Obviously, then there would be consequences. But there's not even that much on the road. You're more likely to hit a pheasant than another vehicle around here. So you know, I was like, I'll try it. Are we sending this section to the hospital for assessment? Well, I don't have any more hospital. Technically, I've been discharged. So you can do what you like with that, Jan. It's all good. Hi, Martine. How you doing? So yeah, I just feel like the progress is good. Right, let's try some shading. That actually feels okay. Oh. Yeah. Well, okay then. This is obviously this is slightly artificially inflated because I'm using a 5B pencil here. I'm not having to press that hard to get any sort of, you know, dark shades, but I've got enough control of the pencil to be able to do it, which is a really good start. I'm starting to get sticky fingers though. I'm sticking to my kneaded eraser. Oh. I'm quite happy with that. See, if I have to use a 5B pencil to draw for the next like month or so, that's okay. Like, I'm fine with that. Don't forget, Jem, Jan's not that far away. I know, it's scary, isn't it? Cal hates technology and credit cards. Oh, don't tell me you're having problems as well. Go on, tell us, Cal. Good shading. Right, I'm going to try erasing. So I've got, in my mind, I'm looking for my little Derwent skinny eraser. Again, that's a favourite of mine. I tell you what though, see digging about in this pencil case, that's actually the worst part of it. This was all the stuff I took with me to Cyprus. I haven't emptied this pencil case out since I got it back. Little twin hole sharpener. Let's see what other goodies are lurking in here. This, one of my favourite travel paintbrushes, either this is the Upcrate one, but you get these generically. Julia sells these in her shop as well. I love this paintbrush. It's almost, like, it's so tiny, but see when you wet that, it holds so much water for such a tiny brush. I love this brush. So that was, again, took that with me. That was the other thing that happened on holiday that I haven't talked about. I had a few items that went mysteriously missing. Now, Mr. Jem and I, see when we left that hotel room, we went over it with a fine-tooth comb at least 3 times, if not more, because I had to make sure I had all the bits of paper so that I could fly. Like, I had certificates and everything so I could fly home. And we went over the place so many times. I've come back and I am missing the charging cable for my watch, which is a specific cable. It's not a generic USB. That's just disappeared. This watch is new, so I'm annoyed. But my Winsor & Newton travel paint set that I've had for years and hardly ever used, and I was going to use it on holiday, and it's not the Cotman set, it's the professional set, absolutely disappeared into thin air. So it's worth about like £50. It's like a lot. So I'm annoyed. But anyway, I digress. There's a few Prismacolor pencils in here. That was just me finishing off the mushrooms on the plane on the way there. That was the ones I'd posted on Instagram. For the life of me, I don't know where this Derwent eraser is though. Oh, Jock's on the move. That was the other thing I was going to say as well. I think next week I'll be mobile enough to set up the extra camera so when we're streaming next week we'll have the Jock Cam back. Like, I can't find this Derwent eraser at all. I don't know where it is. If it's in there, I can't find it. God almighty. Oh, I've got a little Tombow eraser. We can try that instead. That's better shading than I could do with my right. I can use my left for shading though. Well, that's okay then, Ulrika. It's fine. Cal's trying to pay something, but the damn thing keeps getting declined for security reasons, not telling them it's okay. Oh, I hate all that. If you're missing a harder pencil, you can sharpen more often. Usually it's the dull tip that bothers people. Hi, Miri! I was just going to say, Miri, see the pencil that I've picked to sort of start back here? I think this is one of the original Lumigraphs that you sent me. Because there's one that I keep in here all the time and I don't delve into this pencil case very often. So I actually think this is one of the pencils that you sent me. The writing's quite worn now. So yay. Yay, Mary. Okay, let's try. This is really annoying me. Where is that eraser? I've got loads of other erasers kicking about, but I wanted that one specifically. I like just start pulling everything out. Like, oh, come on now. It's not in here. Maybe that's gone missing to the same place as my bleeding painting set. Oh, never mind. Right, anyway. Okay, let's try the... See, this is the pressure situation. Okay, if I go slowly, it's not too bad. Okay, that's awkward. It's awkward. I can do it, but it's not. Okay. So if I wanted to erase like one line, how would that go? Slowly is the answer. So this is a bit like using coloured pencil. The answer is lots of light layers. Let's see if I can find my little soft brush as well. Do you know, I have a sneaking suspicion, right, that see when I was actually away, I think Papa Jem came in here and moved stuff about. There's loads of stuff that seems to not be in its normal place. And there's a lot of that. And to be fair, Papa Jem was using this room while I was away because obviously I wanted him to be creative as well. But there's just like where did everything go? There's my little brush there, right? Okay, good. That doesn't feel great either. It doesn't. I feel like I'm casting a lot of shadows here. I don't like that. Let me move this a little bit. I'm going to go and get the other light. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I've got 2 of these. I don't know if this one's charged or not though. Oh, it is. Okay. Maybe pop that one up there. It's not much better. It's a little bit better. Okay. Oh. Here's bloody awesome. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, if we can avoid the erasing, I think that's probably a good shout at this point. Anyway, we'll try. We'll see how it goes. And the problem is going to be sharpening. Like, this is... Oh, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I've been through a lot of this, like, see, over the last 2 weeks, because what I've found is if you don't try, you don't know where your limits are, and you don't have a starting point, like, for a frame of reference, you know, moving forward. So although I'm sitting here kind of complaining a wee bit, like, this is really important. Obviously drawing and things is a huge part of my life. So I would like to, a bit like running, I would like to get back to it as soon as possible. But if you don't try, you'll never know. So it's just nice to have a bit of moral support in the form of you guys while I do it. And obviously suggestions are always good too. Thanks again, Ms. Soros. So let's try. I've just got my usual Mawita gal here. Let's set it on a number 4. I'm going to have to take this off to sharpen it though, I think. Yeah. Okay, or at least move it up a little bit. Oh, that didn't sound good at all. Hello, Black Rose. Oh no. Oh no. Where did that? Is it stuck in the actual sharpener part though? I think I might have to try another sharpener for this. Let's empty this one. It's seen as it was in my pencil case anyway. Okay, so this is an M&R sharpener, a Mobius and Rupert sharpener. This is kind of my go-to for, normally for graphite pencils. So let me see if I can get something on the go here. Oh. An electric sharpener might be handy. Ah. Oh. Yeah! Okay, that was a much better idea. Right. Okay, so let's go for a snowman then, shall we? Oh. I've discovered that going bigger, like using a large sketchbook, is more freeing, which is against instinct. Go large and go bold, be brave, and results are often far better. See, I find that with painting, when I'm using a pencil, I like to be like, eh. And the painting's going quite well. For those of you that have been in the streams previously, I did a little bit at the weekend there. I kind of brought this on a bit. Not a huge amount, but the rock's starting to look a lot more like a rock. What's happening is, though, this looks like a separate rock that's tucked in behind. That might be a happy accident. See, if I put a cast shadow in that might not be a terrible idea. But I'll contemplate that in the second part of the stream. But I say I just wanted to test the waters with a pencil, because I've not used a pencil at all. Here we go. Okay, so do we want like traditional snowman? Is that what we're going for? Do you know what's really funny? I can just like, there we go, it's fine. Everything's okay. I'm going to end up with a really graphite-y hand though. I feel like this snowman needs a top hat. It might need to be quite a regal snowman. Yeah? Tall and skinny? Or do we want a short and fat snowman? Tall and skinny or short and fat? Square snowman. I don't know, I think I might be in the mood for a short and fat one. That means erasing things though, god damn it. Chubby! It's like chubby. Oh, that's much easier. One of each. Oh, Daria, that was a good shout. I wish I'd thought of that before I started. Right, well, I'll tell you what, let's do that. Let's have, let's put this little dude back in. I mean, he's still going to be fairly portly, or she. I feel like he deserves a top hat, though. So let's... I kind of want to take my watch off for this as well. I can feel my watch, like, starting to dig in. Like, you can see it there. It's obviously because I'm using my hand, so let's just take it off. We'll plonk that up there out the way. Yeah, this is leaving an imprint. Right, let's... a top hat at a jaunty angle, how do we feel about that? Look at me all pleased with myself, like, yeah. Let's have a wee zoom in a wee bit. Ooh. Specifically for the snowman. There we go. How's that? I think I want, where's my little, what's there? I can brush with my right hand, that's good. I might as well utilise both sides. I was saying that too, that I had my grocery delivery just before I started the stream, and it's one of the drivers that's been coming since we moved here, so I know him quite well. He's a lovely chap. And he was like, how are you doing? And I'm like, well as I can. But we were having the conversation. He's like, how are you managing day to day? Because he knows that I'm in the house myself most of the time. So I was telling him about the scoop and hug manoeuvre, like, because like one hand works better than the other, but one arm works better than the other with my powers combined. That's basically been the way of getting through things, like, especially if there's technically awkward things that I want to do and Mr. Gem's not about. And this is a prime example. I can brush better with this hand, so I'm gonna do it with this hand. It's ridiculous, but it's funny at the same time. Right, so let's get a top hat shape going on there. It's not too bad, I don't think. Maybe. A bow tie. Oh, yes, Patty. Oh, my internet's away. Oh, no. Right, hang on. Let me fix. Oh, goodness me. My internet's just decided to stop doing what it wants to do. I've got lots of dropped frames. Right, hang on a wee second, guys. I'll try and fix this. Let's see if I can bump up a little bit. This has been happening all week. Where's the hillbilly internet sticker when you need it? I know it's around here somewhere. See, when I do a speed test, it says it's fine. Like, what's going on? I don't understand why this is dropped. So let me just try and refresh this, guys, and see what happens. If I do this, though, most of you will have to do it too. So just be aware of that. This is terrible. Okay, hang on a little minute. General. I'm in the settings now. Things are getting... Yeah, my bit rate's like dropped really low and I don't understand why, because I've not changed anything. No background downloads. It's not the download rate that's the problem, Cal. It's the upload rate. That's where it's dropping. And it's just getting lower and lower and lower. Right, hang on a little. Just bear with me, guys. I'll see what I can do here. It's not in that one. I'm not even sure if there's anything I can do about this. Output. This is just really, really low and I don't know why. I'm not really sure what to do with this. Like, it's just absolutely dropped off the face. My normal bit rate is like 6,500 kilobytes, and I'm down at 2. It's trying to claw its way back up though, which is strange. But when I run a speed test, like a diagnostic test, it's telling me that everything's fine, which is weird. Because normally, like straight away, it's really obvious that there's something wrong. See, my upload rate is really low now. Right, okay guys, I tell you what, I am going to take a bit of an intermission. I know it's a wee bit early, we've not really been streaming that long, but there's no point in carrying on like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the break screen on, you know, like the wait screen, and I'm going to reset my internet, so you will have to refresh the stream. I'm not going to change the session, so to speak. I'm just going to literally manually go and turn my internet off and see if I can fix this. So just give me a couple of minutes. It lets me rest my hand a wee bit as well, but I kind of want to keep going with this snowman. I'm not in any rush to finish up. You know, if this runs on a wee bit, as long as you guys are here, then I'll still be here too. But let me go and try and fix this, okay? And if nothing's happened for you, in the next like 10 minutes, try and refresh your screen in your browser and see what happens, alright guys? And I shall do my best. If not, we might have to abandon ship. Oh, woe is us. In the meantime, enjoy the Christmas music if your stream's working okay. Oh, that was an escapade. I don't know how many of you are still here. I don't think there's many people left. Oh, this is just a nightmare. Hi, Green Hat. This is just not going well at all. Jan, should you not be here by now? We've lost all of our viewers. I'm so sorry. That was completely out with my control. It seemed to be like just a random, like internet hillbilly situation. Oh, it stressed me out a little bit. You live, yes, I'm here. I am here. My chat window's knackered in OBS as well. Let me just. I feel like I should just start again. Oh lordy. This is why we have the sticker. This is exactly why the sticker exists. The thing is, we've gone so long without any problems at all, and it just seems to have reared its ugly head like the last week or so. But our internet generally, like just in our everyday use, has not been good at all. I think part of it is they've been messing about with the masts because it's mobile internet I've got, and they're switching a lot of them onto 5G. They've not told us in so many words, but I think that might have a lot to do with it. Cow says much like hillbillies, fine for years, then they go deliverance. Yeah, pretty much. My tea is now stone cold, but I'm a drink it anyway. Right, let's get back to business. And we're yeah. See, I'm not in any sort of rush per se this evening, but I just feel like we've not really doing anything. So let's work some more on the snowman. Let me just move this out the way. Yeah, so top hat, John Tiango, that was as far as we got. I'm better doing that with this hand. We established this already. So let's decide what lines we're keeping. I feel like I have to do this because I feel like I get a lot of like noise in the drawing. I know a lot of artists leave their sketch lines as like an artistic choice, but I need very clear instruction on what I'm using and what I'm not using. So it's very important to me to get rid of those ones we don't need. So I figure we just start at the top and work our way down. That would be good. Mary was using the time to catch up on her heated rivalry obsession. Oh, okay. You can tell us a little bit more about that. So obviously when you make snowballs, they're not perfectly round. Obviously. So we want a wee bit of knobbly bobbly, but not ridiculously so. And then there's going to be like that joining point, isn't there? So let's do that all the way round. Cal's trying to see if a guy's a catfish. Oh my lord. So that's where we're going to join on. We've got I'm trying to think logistically here, as you know, about actually, you know, if you're going to be building a snowman, of which I have built many, that you need to have a nice surface area as a contact point. Otherwise, you're not going to have a stable snowman. And I mean physically, not a mentally stable snowman. Let's just firm up some of these lines a little bit. Yeah, okay. And most top hats have a band, don't they? It's usually like a red satin or something round it. We're going to have a dapper snowman. I feel like that edge is a bit outrageous. Maybe we should tone that down a little bit. Yeah? What about that? How does that look? I mean, Theo wants to know what a mentally unstable snowman looks like. Well, that's the thing. He looks like everyone else. He looks like all of us. Now, someone said a bow tie. So that's kind of something that needs to be going. That is going to encroach on his head blob. So we need to take that into account as well. Yeah, I really shouldn't flick with that hand. Stop doing that, Jem. So let's pop his wee bow tie in here, or at least an impression of a bow tie for now. I did have the conversation not that long ago about that being a lost art. I know how to tie a traditional bow tie, and it's not something that is done very often, because you get them now and they've just got like a little hook on them. It was Mr. Jem. He was at something or doing something, and someone was trying to like tie a traditional bow tie and they couldn't do it, and Mr. Jem couldn't do it either. He doesn't know how to do them. If I had been there, I would have been able to help, but I was not present at whatever. I think it was like a shooting dinner or something like that. But yes, that is definitely a lost art. Is tying a traditional bow tie. The only reason I know how to do it is many moons ago when I was a whippersnapper. That was before I even trained as a chef. That's how long ago that was. I worked in a high-end hotel that did a lot of weddings. I worked in the conference and banqueting suite, and we had what I called a penguin outfit, which was bow tie, white shirt, black waistcoat, and like very tight pencil skirt. And the original bow ties were traditional bow ties that you had to tie, and then eventually moved to the ones that the bow was made up and you just clicked it in. So that's the only reason I know how to tie a bow tie. But it's done me well, because a lot of the traditional Scottish outfits, when you wear a kilt and a waistcoat and things, there's bow ties that go with them. And you have the option of either now, but if you want to be like hardcore, you get a traditional bow tie. So it's coming quite handy for things like that. But not something that you need very often. A red band sounds more interesting, okay? A tie I can tie. Most people don't know how to do it. See, I think that's outrageous. Like, everyone should know how to tie a tie. Green hat can tie a normal tie through muscle memories from school. I had to wear a tie at school as well, so I knew how to do that too. But I worked in my early years after I decided I didn't want to be a chef. I worked a lot of sales jobs and I was required to wear a tie. So that's a skill that I've kind of carried through with me. But a wreath knot for a tie is the way forward. None of this school knot carry on. That's maybe a conversation for another time. I don't know. But yeah, I just find it interesting, tying up a traditional bow tie, and I feel like using chopsticks as well, particularly in the UK, is a skill that a lot of people don't have, and it's something that doesn't take a lot to learn. I don't know. Never had to wear school uniforms. That's because you're Canadian. A bow tie unties and hanging down looks great. The hanging clip looks dumb. Well, I would like to say, Jan, that there was another instance where there was a conversation about what makes men look instantly hot, right? Just bear with me on this one. And the conversation that started was that the minute a guy's wearing a baseball cap and they turn it round and wear it backwards, it makes them instantly hotter. See, when Mr. Jem does that, I have to say, now bearing in mind I've been with my husband for 14 years, see when he turns his baseball cap round, I'm like, yes. Like, I like that a lot. The bow tie thing is the same thing. When you see a man who is very well dressed and suited and booted, see that bow tie hanging like the two ends, and there's, I don't know, it's weirdly hot. I don't know. Maybe that's like a niche weird like gem thing, but 100% agree. Green Hat says started using chopsticks to try and slow down eating speed. That's how I learned to use chopsticks. That's really interesting. Guess who's here? Green Hat's other half is here. Trying to teach a child how to tie a tie back to front is so difficult. Green Hat is a chopstick ninja. April had to wear a uniform and she's Catholic, but that was a Catholic thing, not a Canadian thing. That's interesting. Patty says glasses on men for some reason. Oh, okay, Patty. I see you. Jan says baseball hats are not sexy anyway round. See, when your husband's bald, a backwards baseball cap's amazing. But the bow tie dangle is universal. Well, it might be. It might be. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't know, there's just something really nice about a guy that's dressed well, and then because when you have a bow tie shirt on, it's a stiff collar and it's got the two little triangles that poke down, and that's what you tuck behind the actual bow. When that's open and the bow is hanging, I don't know, it's almost like you can, like, the effort has been made to look good, but it shows off like a more relaxed side of a gentleman. I don't know. And maybe that's just me making things up, but that's the way I feel about it. And I've seen a lot of men in bow ties, to be fair. We're now officially Mr. and Mrs. Hat. Yes, you are. No one's name's showing up properly anymore. They've YouTube have reverted back to the actual usernames rather than like a named name. Oh, I'm not making any sense anymore. I know what I mean. You can't use nicknames anymore, and it's been really confusing because I've got people in this stream that have been here for years and I don't know who they are all of a sudden. It's very inconvenient. Congratulations, Green Hat family. I like well-dressed men, but obviously I'm married to a farmer, so I like really dirty, grubby men as well. My thing is, I like very this is going to sound terrible. Oh my god. I like really manly men. I just find it very attractive, but the downside of that is they tend to have some like caveman tendencies, so you have to be prepared to sacrifice that. Like Mr. Jem he's a manly man. He's a very manly man, and I really like that. And I remember on our wedding day, now bearing in mind that Mr. Jem is English, he's from the north of England, but he has Irish lineage. And it's really funny because technically he has a family tartan, which is a big thing in Scotland, but the Irish have tartan as well. He has a family tartan and I don't, even though I'm Scottish. And when we got married, he decided he was going to wear a kilt. And I was in the bridal suite. And we didn't do, like, we'd been together so long, like, we'd been together 6 years before we got married, so we didn't do the whole, like, sleep in separate beds the night before, but the morning of the wedding, I kicked him out and he hadn't seen my wedding dress, so my first sight of him was out of the bridal suite window, like, down in the garden, and he was standing in, the best man and, the groom party were, like, adjusting his bow tie and everything. And I vocally, I was like out loud, I was like, oh mum, look, he looks so smart. I was like, oh, I was like really excited about it. And he just looked, but he scrubs up well for a dirty farmer. He scrubs up well, you know. But that's just part of why I'm attracted to him. Right, I feel like my bottom oval is very off, so I want to keep this kind of like slightly wonky outline, because I don't know anyone that's made a perfect circle for every part of their snowman, but this is heading out too far this way, so let me do some erasing. The stream's keeping up okay at my end. I don't have any drop frames. Is it running okay for everyone else? Is anyone getting the dancing circle of doom, or are we doing okay? Mr. Hat scrubs up well too. Yes, nice to hear. Jamming 6 packs. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Right, I feel like that's not bad in terms of proportions. Like, we don't want them to be perfect. Thank you, Daria. Yeah, no, but I think as well, like, I have to say we're very lucky. The Scottish traditional dress of a kilt. See if you have a man in full kilt, in fact a woman as well, to be fair, in full kilt garb, it literally makes anyone look good. Like, we're so lucky that way. You can instantly smarten yourself up just by hiring a kilt and the associated accoutrements. But the nice thing about Scottish people is we take any excuse to wear a kilt. We don't wear them day to day, like only like the crackpots wear them day to day. But for everyone else, like any excuse to wear a kilt is a good excuse, and it makes everyone instantly look really smart. And that's one of the things I love about kilts. It's so good, and there's so many choices. Like, they're so good. Patty just answered a text on stream. Okay. Canadian traditional wear equals beaver pelt hats in the 1700s. I love it. Right, let's have a bit more snowman chat though. So obviously he's wearing a top hat. I'm going to have the light source coming from the right just because it's easy for me. So this is going to be the lightest part. This is going to be the darkest part. So let's lighten that up there. Are we agreed on we're going to have coal for eyes? Is that... I feel like I want him to be a wee bit traditional. Start building up something here. See, this is very uneven, it's very rough. And the band's not far enough down, it's not following the curve of the brim of the hat enough. That's better. Let's take away that line. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are sticking with me. Like, you're sitting here in this live stream. I'm not producing anything that's even remotely polished or anything, and that's kind of a testament to you all being here. I really, really, really appreciate you right now, because I'm looking for motivation to keep going, because there's times where I'm like, well, you know, like my hand's really sore, what's the point? But I need to keep myself going to get back to where I was, because I haven't created anything of note since I finished the cave stickers, and even that's a very illustrative style, which I very much like, and I know that that's my thing, but I do like to do detailed graphite drawings, etc., and it's really nice to have the motivation of you all being here to help with that. So, and especially with the, you know, the actual internet issues, I really, really appreciate you being here right now. The fact that we're going for like a really basic snowman, like you all have got patience of a saint. I'm not sure about if this is a really shiny top hat. I feel like there would be maybe a little bit of a highlight there. I'm not sure, but round here there would be like big highlights. Oh, it's all very scratchy, isn't it? Coal for eyes, buttons, and a carrot nose. Jan's like, I work for a men's outfitter. What you can do? Kids of a story where Santa gives Snowman a walking, talking bit of coal to go in his jacket as a present. I have questions about the morality. Streaming is as much, if not more, about interactions with people than it is about the actual content. Well, that definitely for a Wednesday, Mr. Hat. Like that, you know, like we've got the usual suspects. It's all the same people that show up on a Wednesday. And I would agree with that. But today has been particularly problematic given that I've got two hands that don't really work properly and the internet. Like basically nothing's working properly. And I very much appreciate the fact that you're here. Thank you. And yeah, big hugs to the Hat family. Black Rose says, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Patience should be my middle name. Thea's here just to hang out. Yeah. A corncob pipe, okay. A dapper snowman, yeah. Well, see, I was actually thinking that maybe I could get out like a blending stump as well, Green Hat. So let's decide where these little coal eyes are going. That one's going to dip under. Carrot nose, okay. This is, I've got to try and make it not look like an appendage. But will we give him a bit like a little pebble smile as well though? Weirdo Wednesdays, I'm up for it. That I should just start calling them that, Cal. Oh, Mary, yeah. All the weirdos together. Pebble smile, okay. I like the idea of a pebble smile. It lets me practice my circles too, Jan. Jan, why are you still here? Are you not supposed to be like away by now? Green Hat's like, on the other hands. I feel like I need to give him like little uppy eyebrows to make him look friendly because he's starting to look a bit sinister. Like Mary's got her murder cheese, maybe I've got a murder snowman. But we want a pipe as well. Maybe if we put the pipe at a jaunty angle, that would help too. Oh yeah, that definitely helps, doesn't it? And get his bow tie sorted out a little bit more. And then he's going to have some boutons. Oh, this is so much fun. I'm starting to get a bit of a twitchy elbow though, I'm not gonna lie. We're way behind the initial schedule, but as I say, I'm not really bothered, honestly. I'm not in any sort of rush tonight. My only constraint is my arms. Like, when my arms get tired, that's it, we're done. But we're okay for now. I would like to do a teeny bit of painting though at some point. I really want to push that watercolour painting on. Just because I feel like I want to complete something and accomplish something, even with my battered and broken limbs. Oh, he looks so nice. Okay, so let's get his little coal eyes in. So they're going to be really dark, and I don't have to be careful about this, really, because it's supposed to be lumps of coal. So that's as hard as I can press though, but with a 5B, that's given us quite a good amount of, I'll do that up there as well, quite a good amount of contrast. That's what I was going for. I'm holding my pencil really awkwardly, but it seems to be the most comfortable way to do it right now, so I'm gonna let it slide. This is one of the many reasons that I love graphite though. Like it's just so simple and straightforward. And for me, especially as someone who's a person that's busy all the time, this is the easiest and most accessible way for me to art. Like literally just find a bit of paper and pick up a pencil because it's a pencil. And I don't think I'll ever not love that. Much as I love, you know, gouache especially. You know, there's loads of joy to be had in that. But for realistically day-to-day accessibility, especially with broken bones, like this, it's just perfect for me. It really, really is. And there's a weird kind of happiness attached to this right now. And say especially that I can do it with you guys. Like this is the first time that I've drawn anything in over a month. So just over a month and no more. So yeah, no, it's actually a really nice feeling. And it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, that's fine. You know, I'll get back to that. I've got patience for stuff like that. But I just feel there was a first step that had to be taken. And it feels much better doing it here with you guys than just like sitting in my corner on my own at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon going like, oh, I'm going to try and draw a circle. It's looking very purple. Martine, I've literally just been at the hairdresser's. It's extremely blue. I'm going to do this for Martine's benefit. There you go. There's some really bright light against it. It is blue as hell. But in the best possible way, obviously. Look. Ooh. It's my absolute favourite and I'm really happy with it. Check hardware stores for pipe insulation, like these foam tubes. They're available in small sizes. I'm not that bothered, Thea. Like, honestly, I've only got 2 weeks to go, really, until I should be getting back to normal. So I'll just sit it out. I'll just sit it out. It's all good. It's okay. Right, so let's get the pipe sorted out a little bit. Patty, do you approve of the pipe? It was you that suggested it. I need to know. One must know. Get a little bit of shade on either side. Oh. Look at me, kind of looks cute. Right, bow tie. A good God, the light sources and shading on a bow tie, especially a traditionally tied bow tie, are very complicated. I'm not going to get myself into that today. I just want I just want to get some sort of semblance of, yeah, that's a bow tie. Yeah, there would be some shading over the note. I don't like, oh, think about that. When we were talking about lost skills, when I was on holiday in Cyprus, I nearly internally combusted. That was a pre-accident. The very first day that we were there, we flew late at night, so the following morning we decided just to like float about the hotel. It was a massive hotel with lots of amenities. So we decided just to go and kind of like scope it out and see what was going on and maybe go for like a little walk along the beach. So we sat down. There was a pool which was really close to our hotel room. That was the one with the swim up bar, and I did swim up to the bar before I broke everything. There was a very young couple sitting near us, and the girl had a tiny Rubik's Cube. It was like this big, and she was obviously like on YouTube, or she had like a guide with her. And she sat for about 4 hours trying to solve this Rubik's Cube. And it took like every inch of my self-restraint not to run over and just grab it out of her hands and go chick, 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 chick. So yes, I can solve a Rubik's Cube. I learned when I was like 12 or 13. It was my very, very first boyfriend. It was his older brother that taught me how to do it. And I hadn't done one for years. And when I was rumbling about up in the loft a couple of months ago, I was looking for photographs of my mum. I came across my old Rubik's Cube, which is right here. And I could only like half remember how to solve it. And it took me about 6 or 7 weeks and one look up on YouTube just to make sure that I was doing things right, because Rubik's Cubes are solved through algorithms, like through patterns, and you have to learn the patterns. That's how you do it. So I could remember some of them. But, like, that was such a long time ago. But I find that something else. Like, see if you hand one of these to a kid, they don't even know what it is, let alone what to do with it. Ones, So I was like internally combusting on holiday because this young girl, like, she was like early 20s at best. And she was sitting there with her like false nails on, like turning these pieces like painfully slowly, and Mr. Jem kept saying to me, "Stop looking at her, like just leave her alone." And I'm like, I can't help it, like I just want to go and fix it for her. Really funny. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Thank you. I've just had it done today. It is very blue. This is what I'd been hoping for a long time. We finally got here, so thank you for mentioning it. It was very expensive. Cal says my sister always cheated. She would move the stickers. That's the thing. See, if you change the stickers, if you solve it properly, it's unsolvable. If you switch the stickers around, it makes it impossible to solve. So I can tell straight away if someone hands me a Rubik's Cube and someone's cheated, within the first like 4 or 5 turns, I know that it's wrong. That's come up in conversation as well, because we did that to my boyfriend's brother, because he could solve a Rubik's Cube. Like, he was very, very clever, and he could solve one within like less than a minute, and he was only maybe 16 at that point. But within the first few turns, they would get really confused. They would all sit there going, ha 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 ha, and it's because we'd switched the stickers around. The juvenile, but it was very funny because he was a bit of a smart arse. Before, like, he was very clever, but he knew it, and it made him like a little bit arrogant sometimes. So we just like to bring him down a peg or two every now and then, just for funsies. But generally, he was a very nice chap. I got on quite well with him, although he was very different to his younger brother, which was my boyfriend. But the fact that he had the patience as a 13-year-old girl, he sat and taught me how to do it, I thought that was kind of sweet. And it's funny how much of it stuck with me to this day. So it didn't take much practice. I think it only took me about 3 weeks. Now, considering, that was like nearly 30 years ago, I thought that was fairly good. Daria's grandson used to participate in Rubik's Cube competitions. That's amazing. Oh, okay, Michelle. Like, I love it. See, when I can connect the Stash Shop customers with people in the live stream, that makes me so happy. Yay, Michelle. That's great. I hope you get lots of use out the paint puck. Like, every time I paint, I use mine now. They're great and they're really easy to clean. If they get really grubby, you can stick it in the dishwasher as well, but just make sure it's on the top shelf. Don't put it in the bottom because it'll melt. It's not good. That's experience speaking. But yeah, I'm so glad you liked your order. Cal says she was also smug about how I couldn't solve one and how much better at Scrabble she was than I was. She got very quiet when I beat her by between 150 and 220 points on 5 games in a row. That, for anyone that doesn't play Scrabble, that's freaking impressive. A different surname. We've got quite a few Michelles as well, Michelle, so I have to try and differentiate between them. Yeah, I say as long as you keep it on the very top shelf, it'll be fine. It's a delicate flower. You might lose, depending on what colour it is, because you've got one of the the pastel ones. It shouldn't be too bad. Let me just show you. This pink one used to be a lot pinkier than that. You can see how faded it is. But I have had this paint puck for years. They hold up very, very well. But yeah, I only put it in the dishwasher once every now and then. You can see in the ridges there it's starting to get quite grubby. And for me specifically, it tends to be like the iridescent paint. See, Julia Kay's paints, much as I love them, they make your paint pucks grubby. But you can see I'm starting to get some build up there. So what I'll do is I'll go in with warm water and a toothbrush and then plonk it in the dishwasher, and it comes out absolutely brand new. So yeah, love a good paint puck. Right, okay, so we're getting on quite well here. Let's get some more cool buttons in. Is everyone okay to hang around for a bit? Because it is 5:30 just now, and I was going to finish at 6, but I would like to get a little bit of watercolour painting in, and still have a break, just to give my hands a break. I don't know, because if all of you aren't happy, I mean, we've got, how many have we got? We've got 20 odd in the stream just now. If you've got other things to do, that's fine. I'll just call it a day. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. If any of you haven't voted for the Christmas Eve stream situation, I would really, really appreciate it if you could go over to the landing page for the YouTube channel. It's not the most recent post. It's like the next one down because I've posted since then. I'm still very much on the bench about whether I'm going to do a stream on Christmas Eve. There's like a 75% positive answer, but there's very, very few votes. And to me at this moment, it's not worth it. So if you wouldn't mind doing that. Thea, I don't know if you're able to post a link to that. Could you possibly do that for me? We need as many votes as possible so that I can make an educated guess on it. Green Hats, I'm here until you finish. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if there's such a thing as a James Bond-esque snowman, but I feel like we're kind of getting there. It must be the bow tie. We need to darken this down though. I'm not going to get much definition with a 5B, but I'm just not ready to go down to a harder grade pencil. This is more than enough for my hand tonight. I would like to point out that I'm having the best fun because me and graphite, like, we're the bestest of friends. Right, so what I want now is I want some shading on the actual snow. So if the light source is coming this way, we've got to find our light source, which is another sticker that you can get in the latest Cave Community sticker pack. Yeah, well, this is the thing though, Black Rose. I know that for most of my friends in Europe, Christmas is the 24th. You've got to remember that I've got Italian heritage. I'm very aware of that. It's very different for me and my family this year because I have a blended family in terms of nationality, but also that my mum's not here this year. But my point is that I'm available. For our European friends that do celebrate on the 24th, I'm perfectly aware that you won't be able to attend. But that's why I wanted the poll there. Like, I want the no answers as much as I want the yes answers, just so that I can make an educated decision on what I'm going to do. It looks like Dean Martin got a swagger. Give him a martini glass. Well, he's got no arms yet. We might be able to rectify that. Anyway, right, light sources coming this way. Look, oh, maybe if I turn these off, look. Oh, we've got an actual, oh, there we go. Look, that tells us everything we need to know. So we can put the dark bits in here, and they've got to be very subtle. So I'm gonna try and use the scumbling motion. Oh my god. Just up round here, and obviously with the hat is kind of like contributing to that. So there's going to be like a bit of a shadow under the hat, but the hat is black, so the shadow needs to be lighter than the hat. I don't think I've ever said the word hat so many times in a stream between green hat and hats. But let's make that really defined along there, just so that we can differentiate between the little eyebrow that's up there, a little bit of shadow. I'm going to go over this with a blending stump. I think, again, it's something I would really like to try. Yeah, he looks a bit jollier now, doesn't he? There might be a wee bit of shadow down there, but I don't want to like muddy up the bow tie situation, so I won't go too hard there. That's going to be a definite shadow right there. Let's just pop this in. Yeah, this is heavy going with the old hand. I might have to keep this to a minimum, but that's okay. When I'm using a blending stump, I find it's better if I use that scumbling motion, because that's what you do with your blending stump. So if you do it with your graphite pencil, you're kind of just making, like, setting yourself up for things being a wee bit easier. I want lots of it though, I want lots of it. Right, I do have a blending stump here somewhere. She says, oh, there we go, I've got a chunky one here, look, this is perfect. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate you going and sticking a vote. A green hat's doing Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. It would be earlier. Obviously, I've got a really awkward Christmas because my mum's not here, and basically I've got my husband and my dad, so I want to be around like on the eve as much as possible. It'll probably be around our normal stream time, like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. It's not going to be like much later on. I went a bit Ice Age there. April says, I'll be there on Christmas Eve because everyone else will be working unless you decide to start the stream at 10 p.m. None of that. None of that. We're in the throes. I was saying on the Discord to some of our fellow cavers that we're going through a process right now with the cows. So it's beef cows we've got, and we try and keep them outside in the fields for as long as possible. Just because they generally, like, they thrive outside, unless the weather's really bad, in which case they really don't, they start going backwards. So we brought all the cows in, but what happens is, because it's beef cows we've got, some of our female calves from last year, we keep them for heifers, so we keep them for breeding cows. So they're basically like first time mums, and they don't know that they're pregnant yet, they're too early on. So since we brought them in, we're basically spending days going out and sitting in front of the pens where the heifers are and trying to make friends with them, because if you're going to have pregnancy complications, it's usually the first time mums. So the happier and more comfortable they are with humans being around them and maybe touching them, if they do need assistance, you've got a much better chance of saving both the calves and the mums. So I'm literally spending like 3 hours a day just now sitting in a freezing cold shed cross-legged, telling these heifers how pretty their eyelashes are and how much I want them to come and see me, and I'll give them a wee pet, and I promise that I won't hurt them. Like, it's to anyone in the outside world, they're like, what's wrong with you? So that's the way things are going just now. But that, again, is almost part of like a Christmas ritual at this point, because of the time of year that they come in. So over the Christmas period, I spend a lot of time cuddling cows, basically. It's so good though, I love it so much. Right, I was just trying to clear up some of my mess here. That's looking a wee bit neater. Maybe not this bottom edge. I haven't decided what he's sitting on yet, so I'm not going that far. But I think you'll agree, considering I've got like broken bones, I think we're doing okay actually. I know it's very rudimentary, but I need to deal with the carrot though, don't I? Oh, Cal loves the eraser. Yeah, this is one of the little Tombow monos. But this is, most of the ones that you see on YouTube are, let me put these lights back on now. Most of the ones that you see are the round tipped one. This is a rectangular one, Cal, and I actually like it better because you get like really good precision. And it says it's blue and stripy, that's how it helps. But you can get these, they're really, really like readily available in the UK. You wouldn't have problems getting one, they're really cheap as well. Can I be employed to be a cow? You can't be employed, but if you want to voluntarily come and cuddle cows, you're welcome anytime. The more cow cuddlers we can get, the better. Cal was at a friend's, and our dog was trying to be adorable, and I told the dog that I was immune because I'm a cat person. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh no, I like, see, when I went to Cyprus, there's a bajillion cats in Cyprus, and they're all strays, but they're looked after very well, just by the community and the government. I wouldn't want to have a cat as a pet in the house anymore. Like, see, if we have farm cats, that's fine. But you can totally, like, two things can be true at the same time. You can be a cat and a dog person at the same time. And we definitely are, both me and Mr. Jem. Thea needs a new passport so she can go to Gems and cuddle cows. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Running away to Scotland to cuddle cows sounds really good right now. Well, I have to say the weather's a bit crap and your hostess isn't up to much either. You might want to wait a bit before you do that. But always welcome, always, always. When do you stop the whole cuddling thing? When they go back out in the spring and they go out to the fields. We cuddle them the whole time they're inside if they'll let us. Like, we do it. The thing that we find is we can have really tame cows in the pens during the winter, but see, when you turn them out onto the grass, they basically like turn around and look at you as if you've never existed and like, what the hell do you want? We've got grass here, piss off. Really funny. So you can have like, we have had cows in the past that when you open the shed door and speak, like they perk up like meerkats. They're like, oh, there's my human, I'm gonna get petted. And they come straight over to you and like they're all over you. And then when you put them out onto grass, they're like, yeah, what the hell do you want? Like, I'm just chilling out in my field here, go away. They're funny animals, but I kinda like that about them. Weather is crap down in the deep south too, but your landscape is better. Well, yes, I can agree to that. Absolutely. I don't know where you guys are exactly, but I stayed on the Cambridge-Norfolk border, and I worked in that area for a long time as well as London. I have to say, Cornwall, Devon, like, see if you go to the west coast, Cornwall, Devon and most of Wales is stunning. It's a bit depressing sometimes, but it's absolutely stunning because it's very much like the west coast of Scotland where I'm from. It's wet, but everything's very green and lush. See, when you go to like the southeast of England, it's a bit dismal. Oh, Devon coast. Oh, but Devon's lovely. Like, I love it down there, you guys. Like, you really do, and you have your own culture down there as well, which is quite specific to the area. Like, oh man, I don't know if you'd find Scotland, well, it's warmer down where you are as well. Like, so if you think about all the rain that you get, but you add freezing cold temperatures to it, then you get Scotland. But yes, we do have slightly better scenery, to be fair. But Devon's lovely. Devon Coast that's so funny. Devon Coast is always raining. See, that's why I left the west coast. I'm like, yeah, nah, like, I'm good. Thanks very much. Right, okay. I think I might want to wrap up the snowman situation here. I want to do a tiny wee bit more to his pipe. Are we giving him arms? Like, I kind of feel like arms might ruin him a little bit. What do you think? I'm going to darken down his pipe over here as well, because his pipe should be dark all over. I think the timing's quite good as well because I'm starting to get a bit fatiguey. And weirdly, it's manifesting itself in here. So this is like my broken finger arm, not my broken elbow arm, but I can feel it in there. So I think it's about time to call it quits. But I don't want to leave him completely unfinished, so I'll take any suggestions here. I need to fix his little carrot nose as well though, don't I? So much work to do. I am actually getting like a tweaky inner arm, like a krelbo. That's what they called it on Friends, wasn't it? Your krelbo. He looks friendly enough though, and he doesn't look like a serial killer, so yeah, you know, I'll take it. Tiny stick arms could be funny. Armless. Oh, okay. Lived in and around Leeds. Definitely cool. It's bastard freezing up here. No arms. Maybe he's got his hands in his pockets. Mary lives 10 miles northwest of Leeds, can confirm. Little knobs like his arms are behind his back. Oh, just little twigs for arms. Bent stick like he's doffing his hat. Oh, jeez. Right, tell you what. Let's have that one in behind. Like he looks like he's got that hand behind. But let's give him a doffing hat twig as well. Oh, yay. Mrs. Hat suggested not so politely snowman meeting to be done. I think that's a stream for another time. Could you have the right arm bit like, there we go, yay! I did Europa the Pirate Twin 3. I don't know where you came from. I didn't see you tiptoe in earlier, but welcome, thank you. Yes, I think that, look, that's a perfect gesture, isn't it? Mary's like, yes! Right, so let's make this as wonky and twiggy as we can. Miri, is this murder twigs? Is that where we're going? This appeals to my scrappy nature as well. Again, for those of you that know me quite well, just because of my hand injuries, my natural sketching process is lots of little short lines. Like that's the way that I work generally. So that this suits me really well. It's actually my MO, and we'll keep them dark because they're twigs. You can sod off with your light source for this one. Maybe we'll get him like a little twiggy finger there, look. He's actually quite cute, isn't he? Like, he's not, I wouldn't say he's adorable, but he's kind of cute. Yeah. Twig arms look great. Europa's been lurking, but lurk away. Like I appreciate it. I've had a lot of people say in the past that quite often, even with my videos, not just the streams, that they have me on in the background because a lot of people like to listen to a Scottish accent, and if it's art related, then all the better. So you just lurk away. I'm happy for you to be here and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Especially today, we've been plagued with a lot of issues. But yeah, like that, he's quite cute, isn't he? He's charming. He says he's charming. Right, let's give him a little cast shadow. I just feel that would finish things off nicely. Considering I've got, a couple of broken bones, I feel like that's okay. Like, I feel I've done alright today. It's so nice to pick up a pencil though, guys. Like, you've no idea. I've really, really missed it. It's all very fair and well, like watercolour painting and stuff, but you guys know, like, at heart I'm a pencil monster. That's what I was born to do, and I can't colour. Like, I can't put the pressure down to do it. So this is like, it's so nice, and we've got a charming snowman out of it, so why not? I would kind of have wanted more snowmen out of it, but beggars can't be choosers at this point. Let me just pop a little bit in here. I would also like to say that the 5B pencil was a spectacularly good idea. So let's give. I was going to say tip your hat. That's because the snowman. Can we have it like a couple of pink other hands for Miri, please? Because she was the first person years and years ago to send me these Staedtler Mars Lumograph 5B pencils, which I was really fixated with at the time. And here we are, like, at least 6, maybe 7 years later, and they're doing me such a service right now. So Miri, thank you once again for your dedication. But this has been an absolute pleasure. Like, it really has. You've no idea, guys. Honestly, I'm having such a good time right now. Like, I really, really am. I'm so happy right now. Look at that shadows. Like, I love a good bit of smudgy graphic just because we can. Yay! All the other hands. Good stuff. Alright guys, it's 10 to 6. Like, if you want to hang around, I would love to, like, work on for a little bit. I'm going to stop with the graphite now. I feel as if, like, I've accomplished something today. So I would like to take another intermission. It's not going to be as long as the last one, just a quick 10 minutes, and I'm going to get the watercolours out, and even if we just do maybe 30 minutes, I'd like to work on this a little bit more, and I'm going to put my my splint and everything back on, just, keep myself safe. So if you're okay with that, we'll do that. Europa says, I always try to make the stream, but I'm half watching and half ordering Christmas presents. Love the Scottish accent. You're from Ireland. Your surname is Scottish too. Yay! Snowman needs a name. Alfred. Oh, okay. He's making a great sticker. Uh-oh. Happy to hang around. Just poured myself a cider. Well, I might have a Jack Daniels on the go for the next part of the stream. We'll see. Right, like, you're premature, Green Hat. I haven't gone away yet. You're not allowed to talk about dinner until I disappear. Right, now I'm happy to go on. We've still got 25 in the stream, so that's great. So I'm going to take a quick break and just, again, do some exercises, and I'll move everything about. I'll be back really soon, and we'll carry on with the painting. And in the meantime, you can talk about food. You have my permission. So I shall see you all very, very shortly. And enjoy the food chat. I love how you all are already discussing what the next sticker pack's going to look like. Do we want like a snowy sticker pack for next year? Santa and an elf reindeer. April was putting groceries away. Yes, I took a short break. Pufflings because pufflings. Snow dog for the snowman. A snow fox. A polar bear. Oh yes. Complimentary stickers of two kids in the traditional Victorian garb that are building a snowman. Aww. Right, so I don't need to do any work next year for Christmas stickers then, is that what you're telling me? Christmas beaver down with tradition. Well, I mean, we've got Mildred the Christmas derpy cow, so why not a beaver? Like, I'm just saying. Grubby snowman in a tank top. Pigeon. Oh, goodness me. We could, instead of children, we have penguins building the snowman. Oh. We'd love a winter sticker pack. Well, I tell you what, let's schedule that for next year. Because you'll know I'm still going to be here next year, so let's do it. A snowy sticker pack, yes. I thank you, Katara. It's freshly done today. This is what I have been trying to achieve for months, and we're finally there. It is so very blue, and I love it. Frosty Friends pack. That's a great name, Cal. I was going to pour myself a Jack Daniels, but I've changed my mind. Like, my hands are pretty tired and sore, and I figured, like tea fixes everything, so I'm just sticking with the tea. So this is Mauritian tea that I've got. It's a black tea, but it's got lots of vanilla in it. You don't need any sweetener or anything, or, well, sweetener in my case, or sugar. But it is, like, it's super black. If I just, like, it looks like coffee. But it's really good and it's warm. I'm just gonna stick with that. Like, I'm not brave enough to like keep like spanking the Jack Daniels. So it's cool outside. It's okay. You sound a little bit like Cartman from South Park. It's K. I also have, just when you're in the food chat, only the people in the UK will recognise this. I have a Frosty Fancy, or Mr. Kipling's Frosty Fancy. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth, but I am a sucker for a French Fancy, and these are the Christmas editions, so they're all either white or blue. I will bite into this and show you, for those of you outside of the UK. So it's basically like a sponge square, but it's got this like little knobble of sugar cream in the middle, and then it's got icing over the top of it. And they're really, really good. I don't like really eating on streams because it's something I've got an issue with. I listen to a lot of ASMR videos and I hate mouth sounds. So it's something that when I'm on a stream I don't like doing, because like I hate the like anyway, but it's very lovely, and that gives me sustenance for another little while. I am actually having a proper dinner tonight. Normally when I'm streaming I just chuck a pizza in the oven for Mr. Jem and I, but I made a beef stew in the slow cooker, or if you're in the States, a crock pot, last night, but neither of us were in the position to eat by the time we got sorted out. So I just covered it up and we're having that tonight. So it's beef and bacon, with lots of lean parents, or Worcestershire sauce in it. So we're going to have like a proper hearty dinner tonight for a change, which is very unusual. They're very similar to Petit Fours, yes. They're a little bit bigger, and you get them in a pack of 8, and if you're not careful you eat all 8 of them at the same time. The only ASMR that works for me is clay cracking. That's interesting. Cal likes rain. Oh, you need the stew as well. No brown sauce. Oh, no. You don't put brown sauce in a stew. No. Do you have dumplings? No, not in this one. I do have a very... It's interesting that you say that, Mr. Hat, because I have a very similar recipe, and you put the dumplings in the slow cooker as well, but not this one. This one's got baked beans in it, and it gives it like a really nice different taste to like a traditional beef stew, and obviously because it's got the beans in it, it's quite filling. Fondant Fancies, yes, they're very similar to Fondant Fancies. Black Rose doesn't like ASMR, I find it weird. Oh yeah, well it does things for some people and for other people it doesn't. If I get it's very specific. But if I get ear sounds, so like the equivalent in real life, see if someone else, not yourself, but if someone was to take their hands and place them over your ears like this and rub in a very soft circular motion, see that sound, it is so relaxing and it gives me like a tingle from the base of my spine that runs up right up into the back of my skull, and it gives me like goose pimples all the way up my arms. So that's how I know that ASMR works for me. But see, mouth sounds, they actually make me want to vomit. It's really weird how some things are very pleasurable and others are just absolutely not. A green hat likes stew, but I need the dumplings, otherwise it's too wet. Well, it's interesting because that recipe that I've got, you have it on in the slow cooker for 6 hours and then you take the lid off. So the slow cooker's running with the lid off, and obviously the liquid starts to evaporate and it starts to thicken up. So it's quite, I would call it a sticky stew. So yeah, anyway, anywho's. Let me get back to this. I'm going to zoom out a wee tiny bit. This is still a wee bit sore, but we'll do it. I'm going to put my hand brace back on as well because my thumb's pretty sore now. Which was anticipated, but I need to give like rest periods where I don't have it on, so we're doing all the things we're supposed to do, we're behaving ourselves, it's not like me. But let me just tighten this up a little bit. This gives me a good angle to hold my brush as well. So basically I spent a lot of time working on the rock, and I've just put a water splodge on that. That's going to damage things substantially. And I put a few more leaves in round here. When I looked at the photograph, because I like to take like snaps, and I find that it gives me like a different perspective. The branches here look so unnatural, and I realise I've still got to build that up, and as I mentioned earlier, I've got this rock issue, so that's kind of what I want to work on. The paint set that I'm using, for those of you that haven't been here before, this is the latest of the Paul Rubens set. It's a very pretty paint set, it's not one I use very often, but I just fancy a wee change. So that's where we're up to. We're on Fabriano paper, which the texture is lovely on, I'm really enjoying that, it's a cold press paper. And this is my reference image. So this was at the scene of the crime where I broke everything. But this was a fenced off area. Obviously, because this rock is split, it could fall apart at any time. But I really like that because I like forbidden things. So that's my reference image, but I'm not following it to a T. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to pop a cast shadow in here and just have this almost as a separate rock. And I might put, you know, a bit more of a definitive line down there to separate it a little bit. And then I want to work a little bit more on the foliage on the tree and see, make these branches look a little bit more natural. I don't think I'm going to get much more done than that. I'm quite happy with this as a background. It gives lots of contrast, it puts a pop of colour in. I might just leave that be. I might change it a little bit more towards the end of the painting, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, kind of thing. Yep, I promise. It was soggy rice pudding. Glittery vampires, trigger, for goodness. Ironic that the fenced off dangerous part is flat though. Yeah, it's not at all similar to the bit that I fell over on, Cal. Yeah. No. Green Hat missed the injury story. How did you break yourself? Long story short, I was in, this is an archaeological site in Cyprus, and basically it's a site where there were underground tombs where the more financially stable people of Cyprus had their relatives buried. There wasn't actually any kings buried in it. That has been excavated, and you can go down into the tombs, and a lot of them are at surface level now because it's been dug out. So it was a lot of sort of scrambling and crawling about. It wasn't like actual like sheer face like rock climbing. And I just went to like scramble up a bit, and my left hand I lost my grip and I fell. I landed on this elbow, which is the broken elbow, but also have fractured this thumb as well. So yeah, that was it, and that was the second proper day into my holiday, so it kind of ruined it a little bit, Green Hat, but that was 4 weeks, so 4 weeks today since it happened. and I am now on the mend, but me and it wasn't fun at all. Why would people hate children? Oh, lordy. Right, okay, so we need to get going with these leaves. So this is a mix of green and like this ochre colour, and I've got this really nice ochre yellow here. So that's the basis for what I'm doing. I have cleaned out my palette. I kept the colours last time, but I felt I needed a bit of a clean out. I was running out of wells. This was handmade by Julia. Julia Case, she sells handmade palettes on her Etsy store. Thea, could you possibly pop up a link to those in the chat for anyone that might be interested in a handmade palette? I was one of the, this was like the prototype. I was the guinea pig. And I absolutely love it because it's like there's just the wells are like good sizes. So I'll start with this ochre colour. I feel it's quite vibrant for an ochre. I would normally want something more muted, so just pop a little bit more water in this. And this is just the same brush I've been using. So this is the sea white. I think it's a size 8. I can't see because I've modified it so it fits my hand. But this is a synthetic Kolinsky brush. But I liked it because it's got a big belly. It holds a lot of water, but it's got a nice pointy point on it too. And that seems to be a good middle ground for me right now. So for these leaves, I want really dark green and ochre mixed together. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this green. I don't know what these colours are called, as I say. I've only like swatched these out for a video. I never actually kept track of it. So we're doing a lot of mixing here. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the soft black, which if you'd been in the streams before, it seems to have a lot of green in it. So we'll plonk a bit of that in and see where that gets us to. It's just a little bit of a mixing adventure this early evening here in Scotland. Okay, so we've got like an olivey colour. I've got a little swatch here. I want a little bit more yellow in that though. But this is me going for the contrast colour for like the main part, but it's not yellow-y enough. Yellow-y. So let's mix a little bit more of that in there. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. So this is obviously, it's still a reference image, but this is quite dense, and I want that density to be in there. So I'm just going to start blobbing about. I am going to try and use more of the point of the brush. This painting isn't for anything specifically. This is purely just for me trying to get back into things. So not precious about it. And obviously trying to get back into the brush control. So there's going to be lots of layers of all this sort of slightly like Dolby madness. But one thing I did notice when I looked at the photograph was that the actual branches looked really unnatural, and they will do because that was just a first layer. So I want to work on them, but I want to get a bit more colour down here and really thicken this up a lot, and we've got to be patient in doing it in layers because it's watercolour, but that's okay too. So yeah, we'll do this. I also had the epiphany that this part here is actually a separate bush. Initially I thought this was part of the tree. When I took the photograph, the light was coming from behind there, as you can see, and it wasn't easy to see. I was just trying to get a good angle, but I realised like this is a shrub that's obviously started inside the rock and it's like come out over the top. Oh, that wasn't a good motion. So I might make this a slightly different colour to the tree. But I say it is like I'm using it as a really loose reference. I'm not here for accuracy. I'm just lucky that my hand's working at all enough to paint. So let's take advantage of that, shall we not? So pop that in there, let it dry for a wee bit. Got my rags here. Need to pay less attention to Jem, more to what I'm doing. Got on the wrong train and only realised as it pulled out of the station. Oh no! Ah, good grief. Luckily I can swap at the first stop. Well, it's just as well, isn't it, Michelle? Thank you, Thea. She's put up the wee link there. The palette looks like a waffle. Yeah, it looks like a very good waffle, doesn't it? I don't think she's handmade palettes at the moment, though. Oh, she may not. I don't know how much of Julia's story. Like, some of you will know more than others. But Julia has been chronically unwell for some time, and she did have to cut back a lot on what she was doing just physically because she wasn't capable. I did speak to her earlier in the week, and she told me that she made a batch of paint, which she hasn't done for a long time. So I was like, oh yay! So you can keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that. I don't know if she's actually got palettes or not, but she does do them. She has a friend who is a potter, a ceramicist, and that was how that sort of started. That's how she got into it. But I just love the fact that she made me this, and she's like, do you think it's okay? And I'm like, I love it, it's my favourite. Yeah, no, she's actually doing okay though, Green Hat, like generally, but she's still very much struggling with her health and looking for answers. And she's doing, like, the Swedes are very similar to the Scots. There's no nonsense, we're very practical people, and there's no sort of dramatics when it, like, if you've got something wrong with you just get on with it. But for anyone that's watched Julia's channel for any length of time, she's been struggling with her health for years, and she's still not getting definitive answers, although the medical community have acknowledged that there's something wrong. They just can't really figure it out, and it's starting to weigh her down a bit. So, but she does what she can when she can, and I always try to encourage her and go over and visit when I can, because I love going to Sweden. Like, it's one of my I get really fat when I go to Sweden, but I love it. Like, yes. It's like a slightly more exotic Scotland with more cheese and friendlier people. It's very good. I love Sweden. Right, I'm gonna while that's drying, I'm gonna try and put a little shadow. I'm gonna separate these two. I know it's part of this, but just a reference. I am going to make the effort to make these look like different rocks. I think this might be a worthwhile endeavour. So that's what I'm saying about that black. It's really green. Look at it. So let's see how good my precision is with a paintbrush. I'm going to have to put that in there. Oh, ho, ho. Oh dear. That did not go according to plan at all. Okay. Let's just try and... It will dry later anyway, but I want it to really soften out, and I want this edge here of this part of the rock to be really defined. So let's just try and squish that together a little bit. This is the thing I don't like about watercolour. It's like, oh, I've got to wait until it dries and just see what happens. I'm too impatient for that bollocks. But yeah, no. We'll use that as a starting point, and I'm going to take that same colour and run it down this edge and really separate these out. I'm not sure how this is going to end up, but I'm going to try anyway. Soften it out with a wee teeny weeny bit of water, like massive crack there. Don't join it up with the cast shadow underneath. I like watercolour normally, honestly, I do, really. Oh no, I've made a twitch there, let us join it up. But okay, but you can see that looks a bit separate now, and it looks almost separate, but that's really dark there. Like, let's try and... Because the shadow's going to be darkest in this corner. Again, light source that direction from the back. Listen to me chastising myself. Like, I've got 2 broken hands. I don't need to be that hard on myself. Right, we'll let that do what it wants and see what happens. Everything is better with cheese. Yes, it is. 100%. From what I understand, the more processed the cheese... Oh, we're into the lactose conversation. Oh, don't make me do the scientific stuff. Like, y'all realise, like, my proper job, I work with dairy diseases. Like, this is literally my specialist subject. Don't get me started. Thank you, Miri. I appreciate the support. Yeah, don't get, like, see the lactose thing. As a general rule of thumb, even if you've got one that doesn't work, the softer the cheese, the more lactose is in it. But that is not a rule to live by, because our cheese practices are very, like, elaborate these days. It depends what country you're in. It depends what animal the cheeses come from. Cow's okay with cheese slices in the UK, or what gets referred to as American cheese, but anything above a mild cheddar is evil. Yeah, that's because it's proper cheese and it has lactose in it. It's not plastic cheese. But we like the science. Athea's having to type one-handed, but it's because she's got a cat on her shoulder. We'll let that one slide. Right, let me see how we're doing here. Still quite wet. God damn it, come on. This is exactly what I was hoping for, that this colour would, like, mellow out. I just want to build up the density of this and make it progressively darker. The next layer, I'm just going to use this ochre again, because I do want to have those, see those little tiny highlights that are poking out? I don't even know how obvious that is. 2 hands. Like, I want that yellow to poke through, because that's what it looks like there. So one must be a patient little bean and see how that pans out. Cal treats herself to some Wensleydale with apricot in it. Ugh, oh no. I'm mated about dairy science because it is my literal proper job. Even though I don't have dairy cows at home, it's beef cows we've got at home. Like, I literally studied all this crap for 5 years, and then I've been in, like, the industry for the, like, 13 years since. So I do feel quite strongly about these things. My mum was also lactose, and she wasn't allergic. She had a lactose intolerance, so she could maybe have a latte once in a while and, like, have a little bit of an upset stomach. But if she had any volume of dairy with lactose in it, that it was like Armageddon. Green Hat doesn't like fruit in my cheese or chocolate. Absolutely, like, don't ruin a good thing. Katara likes a good melty brie. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Now, okay, Miri's saying about Wensleydale with ginger in it. Ginger's not a fruit though, like, I will tolerate that, because, like, I love cheese with peppers in it, like jalapenos or that kind of thing. I just don't think that really sweet fruits like cranberries or apricots, like, that doesn't do it for me in cheese. Cheese is a savoury thing. It should stay savoury. He was like, oh, brie. Katara's got some creamy herb cheese with a little bit of excellent blue. I don't like blue cheese either. See, anything that's got mould in it, again, the scientist in me's like, oh, it's safe mould. It's still mould and it tastes mouldy. I might have to have a do at the ginger Wensleydale Green Hat. Oh, sorry, Miri, not Green Hat's post underneath. Mr. Jem likes a good Wensleydale if he can't get a Lancashire crumbly, because that's where he's from. So we might give that a wee bash. There's the Wensleydale cheddar, is the Yorkshire Gold cheddar. Again, Mr. Jem, huge fan of that. That's his territory. He was born in Lancashire. He spent a lot of time in Yorkshire, and when people hear his accent, they think he's from Yorkshire. He was there as a very young man, and it's kind of stuck a little bit. Bessie does love a Wensleydale. Nice stinky blue cheese. No. The only stinky cheese I like are the Italian and Spanish ones. Like, I love a good gorgonzola. Jan's Christmas Day afternoon is going up to my brother's for a cheese board, and no fruit is involved. Well, I hope you've got a little bit of grapes on the side, no? Oh, Mary likes the crumbly Lancashire. Wait, it's almost impossible to get in Scotland. I have to go digging for it. Obsessed with Lidl's caramelised onion cheese. Well, see, like, I would go for that, Mr. Hat. Like, I would. Yeah. Jan's not allowed grapes, all because they've got a really high sugar content. And it doesn't matter whether it's natural sugar or not, they've still got a high sugar content. Black Rose love cheddar. Kerry, you love Kerrygold cheddar. That's hilarious. I'm sure Black Rose won't mind me sharing that she is German, so the fact that she loves Kerrygold cheddar is hilarious. Lactose intolerance is the inability to process protein in cow's milk called lactose. The cow is fine unless you're allergic to fur. Yeah. That's drinking the milk has got nothing to do with petting the cow. That's two very separate things. Yeah. Mary likes figs and dates. Again, too sweet for me. Like, I don't like sweet. There's very, very few instances where I like sweet and savoury mixed together. I love figs. I love dates. Like, I could eat an entire packet of dates, just not with something savoury. But that's just me. Now, like, you'd never know that I'd put any paint down there. It's nice and dry now. But I am going to add in another layer of this ochre, just because it's going to shine through when I start putting the darker sort of greeny browny colours in. So again, I've got my really pointy point here, and I'm just going to beep, 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 beep. It's kind of at this point where I realise I am much happier, much more comfortable and much more productive with gouache. All I want to do is add gouache to this. I've tried very hard, because that's like I've been arting properly for like 6 or 7 years now. And for a lot of you, you've seen like most of my videos are experimental. I have tried almost every medium going, and much as I am getting better with watercolour, I am not a watercolour painter. And the thing that would make this really easy for me just now, especially with the lack of like physical control, if I could have some opaque gouache, like I could fix this in an instant. And the very fact that I'm saying fix it tells you all you need to know, because I think there's something wrong with this. The reality is, as a watercolour painting, it's just a long way from being finished, and that's the difference. So again, for those of you that maybe dabble in different mediums, that like watercolour is not my medium. I enjoy it, like especially in a situation like this that is very low pressure. But there's lots of frustration attached to it, and even with broken hands, I feel I would be much more proficient if I just had some gouache. So this is a little bit of a revelation for me too. But this ochre colour that I've got is actually quite opaque compared to some of the other colours I've been using. So I'm going to use this to build up this foliage background, and I'm a be patient. And I'm going to keep working away. It doesn't matter how long this takes me. There's no deadline for this. This was literally me just, let's pick up a paintbrush with a broken thumb and see what happens. So I'm okay with all of it. But there's definitely like a frustration building, because I'm not getting the layering and opacity and just like the density that I really want, especially on the tree part. And this looks lovely just now, but see when it dries it's going to look really washed out. But this in itself is an exercise, and I'm totally okay with it because I recognise what it is. But see, as soon as I can hold a slightly smaller paintbrush, totally going back to wash. Happening. It's happening. Mary always thought she hated olives because they're only the super salty French ones. Spanish olives are amazing. Like, they are peak. Like, see, even Italian olives, they are so salty. Spanish olives are peak. Have fun, Jan. We'll hear how you get on in the Discord tomorrow. I'm sure you'll enlighten us. Well, see, this is the Green Hat saying about having olives in a dish. Olives cooked in something are very, very different to raw olives. I love to eat olives out of a jar. Like, I'm Italian. What I don't like is olives that are absolutely dripping in oil. Like, I hate that. The Cypriots, that was one of the things that I learned when I was away for the very short time that I had any pleasure of doing anything. The Cypriots love their olives as well. Obviously there's a Greek influence there, but their olives are so salty. Like, they are so strong, and I find that the Cypriot olives have to be in something. See, just to like pick them out the jar the way I would do with Italian or Spanish olives, you can't do that with Cypriot olives. They're so salty. You're like, still like their olives though, but they were really good in all the things that I ate. They have a lot of Greek inspired food as well, and in their like salads and everything, they were amazing, but just not on their own. Jan will catch up at the end. Okay, Jan, thank you. They were still olivey. Cal can't do black, too salty, but partial to some green. I'll say that's, I really love it. I love Spanish olives, but I have a Spanish influence because my mum, although she was Scottish, she moved to Spain when she was like 4. My grandfather was in the Navy and they got shipped out to Spain, and she was basically plonked into primary school without a word of Spanish, and though they were there for 4 years, so my mum spoke fluent Spanish and was very much immersed in the culture, because when you were shipped out there on military, or in this case Navy grounds, you know, you didn't get to move where you wanted to. She was just like plonked into this neighbourhood where no one spoke English, no preparation, and she was sent straight to school, so she had to learn Spanish but spoke English at home, and she was immersed in everything. So there's quite a bit of that influence, and I always found it really funny because Mama Jem could talk to Dad in Spanish, and Papa Jem, who is Italian, understood like 95% of what she was saying, because Spanish and Italian are really similar, and I loved that for them, and it was really funny listening to them. Cal is facing the possibility of a Spanish influence. Is that a positive Spanish influence? Is that a romantic Spanish influence? I am intrigued, Cal. James's great aunt was born on Malta for the same reason. Yeah, Malta's it's an interesting place. I have been to Malta. Yeah, it's fun. Cal's like, not giving anything away. Oh, you don't have to tell us anything you don't want to. It's fine. You're amongst friends here. Okay, so this shadow's a little paler. I want to build this up a little bit. I am going to stop soon though, guys. I'm starting to get a bit weary. I've talked about this quite a lot over the years. Streaming's fun, like it is, it's good fun. But it requires a level of energy that you can only sustain for so long. Chuck a couple of broken limbs into that and well, you know. But I feel like this has been really, apart from our technical issues, I feel like this has been quite productive. I do want to continue, like I'm gonna spend more time on this painting, like in my personal, what I call homework. I always call it homework. I feel like even 20 minutes here and there, I think would make a big difference. I feel like I'm pushing it on a bit, but it's far from being finished in my eyes. But as I say, this is purely, it's just purely the funsies, isn't it? But I think at this stage that's a good thing. I need to darken up these cast shadow areas though, they're just not dark enough. So let's plonk a little bit of that in there. Let's be wayward. This is what I love about painting. Like, we'll just do what the hell we want. And I'll just like smush that out a bit and see what happens. And if it's a total disaster, it doesn't matter. That looks better already though. But the cast shadow needs to be darkest on this side because the sun's coming from behind this way. So I might need to build this up a bit. I don't want to take away too much from the hidey hole though, because the hidey hole should be super dark. But let's plonk a wee bit of that in there. And then I'll dampen it out a little bit. But yeah, my arms, like, not even my thumb or not even my elbow specifically, just my arms in general, like they're fatigued. I'm definitely in the done section of today. Where Wednesday is almost done. But that's okay, I've done well today. Today's been a lot, I've done a lot today. I haven't done a lot physically, like I haven't moved about a lot, but I've just had a lot of things going on. And I'm kind of ready to call it quits a little And you guys have been fantastic today. You've been exceptionally good keepers today. Right, there we go. I'm going to leave it at that. This is going to dry later, so don't panic. Okay, I'll look forward to the potential gossip. Knowing French helps with Spanish and Italian as well. A little bit. It's not overly helpful. I agree, like, because the grammar structure is similar, but okay. Although Canadian French is a totally different beast than European French, this is also true. Cal's dad is in the top 9% of learners of Spanish on Duolingo, but he can hardly remember what. Yeah, let's flap up some other hands for my blue hair, for my limbs that kind of work, and the fact that we manage pencil, and also for you guys for sticking it out, persevering, hanging round, because I know this stream's been a bit odd today. I have had lots and lots of fun though, like I really have, and I'm so pleased I got some graphite done, because that's where my heart lies. I'm a pencil monster. And you've all contributed to that and kind of like helped me like keep going tonight, so really appreciate it. Yay, all the big underhands, thanks guys. So streams going forward, I think ambitiously, I would like to have this finished by the next stream that comes round, which is next Wednesday. If not, I might do a wee bit of this in the stream just to finish it off. But I really want to concentrate on the sketchbook, because I would really love to have the last stream of the year doing a new page in a new sketchbook. So that's kind of what I'm working towards. Once I've got more merch updates, I will keep you informed. You know, I don't keep anything from you guys. So that is it for now. Probably not this week, but next week I'm going to try and film a little bit more content. I'm almost at the point where I can hold a mouse with my right hand, which is my mouse hand, so that I can edit some footage. So I'm maybe hoping like the Christmas week I might have an actual video to put out as well. So the problem is not the filming of the videos, it's the editing of the videos, and that's like something I'm working towards as well. But once again, I'll keep you posted on that. I would like to get to having normal content, so like one video, one stream a week-ish. I really need to get back to that, because YouTube is killing me. Like, see their algorithm, it's just basically ignoring me now. Which, do you know what, I'm okay with it. I've been here for 7 years, I'm fine. But I would like to get back to filming some videos and maybe some shorts for YouTube and stuff as well, who knows. So I'll just give myself another week to let my hands and arms settle down, and basically I'm just going to go from there. So, all that to say, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday for what's left of it. And once again, I really, especially tonight, I really appreciate you coming to join me, because it's been a bit disjointed. And I will see you next Wednesday for another stream. If you haven't voted in the Let's Have a Christmas Eve stream poll, please do that. Go over to the YouTube landing page, and it's not the top post, it's the next post down on the community tab, which is now called the post tab. I want as much input as possible, because I'm still on the fence as to whether I'm going to stream on Christmas Eve or not. So if you could do that, whether it's a yes or no, I'd much appreciate it. Thumbs up. Ha 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 ha. I've only got one good thumb for that. Thank you all, and we'll see you again very soon back here in the cave.